Okay, let's call the meeting to order if we could, please. Thank you. This is considered a special meeting because we did move our meeting from this past Tuesday to today, try to accommodate some requirements that we had on some advertisements. However, we will, at the bottom on number 13, down the bottom of the agenda, we will have a special meeting on August the 30th at 9 a.m. to have a public hearing on the tax rates, and then hopefully have a first reading of the tax rates as presented. Building and Grounds Committee met at 8:15 this morning, and they'll have some recommendations as we move forward. On the regular agenda, we have the minutes, bills, and transfers. First, I'll talk about the minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes as presented for both meetings.
Okay, motion by Sam to approve the minutes, second by Jerry. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove, motion carried. Kelly printed these out for you guys in a little smaller print than usual. I'll have her maybe work on that. I didn't want to bust her bubble the first week or two on the job, but I'm surprised Sam didn't complain about that. Bills list, additional bills list.
One question.
Just one.
Ditching bucket, Jim, on the Great-All,
Yeah,
flat bottom ditch bucket.
it's the same bucket we got for the great old 5-foot flat bottom bucket. The one we got is wore out, can't be repaired.
Okay.
We are still using it, but it will, when it breaks, it's done.
Okay.
Is it creates the flat bottom ditch, or is it just?
No, it's just a square regular.
Okay, bucket in.
But
It does a lot of good
it's
work.
got an articulated head on it, so
Where you
it
can cut the
yeah,
sides.
you can cut a big ditch, you cut any ditch you want with it.
Okay.
Depends how good the operator is.
You know, it's not necessary to have a big ditching bucket for a great on, because we weigh great on.
I just caught my eye because of the price.
Well, yeah, it's $5,000 bucks. Now, this bucket will, when you buy a new one next year, this bucket will work for you. It's supposed to.
I mean, if
He's very promising there about a new trade off for next year.
nothing like planning ahead.
Could be a cat machine too.
If Cat had one, it would do that.
I know, that's always been a challenge.
I make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Thank you, Vern. And transfers to Vern.
Yes.
They do need competition.
Second by Jerry Hahn. Any further discussion?
I got one question,
Okay,
Jim. I
discussion?
seen where you paid the smoky back, they got it taken care of?
Not 100%. The check's don't get heavy until I got two little loose ends.
Okay.
Warranty, I think you had to ask for the
One's a
warranty.
warranty, the other's
That issue you talked to me
about
about?
the smoky back fan coming on the normal power circuit.
Okay, that's all I had.
We're going to get you guys to approve it, then we're going to hold it.
I was hoping they'd have it done by then, but they haven't, but
But you're gonna hold the check till the...
yes, Rhonda's.
Oh, Rhonda's, we've already had that conversation, didn't we, Rhonda? All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove, motion will carry. Next order of business would be the second reading of amended planning and zoning text, where it's 6.15E to incorporate open space and setbacks. It's B5, you guys have already approved that on first reading. We've advertised for second and adoption. I get a motion to approve on second reading and adoption. By Jeff Lear. Is there a second? By Sam Hutchins. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye. Aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry. Next would be a tax moratorium request. This is from SRS Company. They're out there on Louisville Road. The Anheuser-Busch distributorship is expanding because of some new territory. They're asking for the 5-year tax moratorium. Currently, the property is assessed at $660,000. They're going to spend $750,000
So in 5 years, it's gonna be worth those two added together?
at the end of the 5 years, yeah, unless they protest it. So what else? Matthew went through that and just redoing the building, and we've done about 15 of 12, 15 of them. I can't make a recommendation to you guys because it's my wife's family, so you guys do what you guys do.
I'll make a motion to approve as presented on that.
Motion, second, discussion? Jeff, you had a question?
No.
All approve, say aye. Disapprove? The motion will carry. Actually, I think they picked up 2 or 3 new counties requiring
More.
more storage facility. Next on the agenda is Southern Building painting proposals. This was presented to the Building and Grounds Committee this morning. About a year ago, we proposed stripping all the paint off. We had a couple of contractors give us a proposal to do so and then repaint the building. That fell through. Both contractors have failed to perform. So we've taken it on ourselves. Some of our county employees, in fact, they'll be there Saturday morning to finish up the power washing and pressure washing the Southern Building top part metal off. And then we're going to prime the metal. It's galvanized metal, has to be treated. And then once it's treated, we'll put 2 coats of paint on it. Adams Painting Company was a low proposal at $9,400 versus Masterson's at $11,780. My recommendation to the court to approve Adams Painting Committee, I think would agree with, or did agree. Sam, I'll let you take it from there.
No, that's fine on that. We agreed to have him do this at a price of $9,400. So I'll make a motion to approve on that.
Thank you, Sam. Second by Jerry, who's the other committee member. Any further discussion? All approve, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? The motion carries. I apologize for the delay on that to the community. I've been aggravated with this thing as much as anybody has. Every time I ride by and look at that paint peeling off of there, and knowing that you have to do it a certain way to be properly done, it's been kind of agitating the last year, probably a year and a half, guys, probably.
At least up.
Next would be the Tide Summit water and sewer bids.
Do you guys have the bid summary of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Media,
Media, I believe you got a copy in your mailbox, Media. Yeah. Brad, I'll let you.
All right, so part of our agreement with Tide Summit was we would get utilities to the site. Part of our contract was we had to do water and sewer. This is to extend water from Parkway Drive along Tide Summit Drive, and we ended at cul-de-sac, as well as we added the pump station that Tide Summit could drain to, and we'll capture another lot that's beside it that we still own. These are the bids that came in. The parent low bid is Cleary Construction. And when you guys see contract 1 total, you know, of $306, $757, $90, and then an alternate total of $312, $369, $90, what the alternate is the bid 1 was we were only getting water for the sole purpose of Tide Summit back there. And that would be for a 12-inch line. Well, the city of Bardstown requested we also did a 16-inch little short section to extend the existing line on up to Tide Summit, and that they would pay that difference. So they're participating in this project with us. I have it in writing.
$5,700.
Yeah, $5,700. So they're going to pay the difference, and it makes good sense while we're into it, because there was a short section. Either they had to pay to upsize it to a 16-inch line, so that maybe down the road they extended on down Parkway Drive, on out towards Highway 150, for whatever purposes that they want to do. So they've agreed to participate and pay the difference. I did do research on Clear Construction. They've done a lot for North Nelson Water District. Cole was real complimentary of them. They work for the city of Bardstown. They've done work for the city of Lexington, Louisville. I mean, they're big time guys. Gary Clifford's the owner of the company. They've got some real good, but we need to roll on it. I mean, so if we can award today, best case scenario, by the beginning of September, we give a notice to proceed, and it'll be right on our timeline that we're going to get this done by, that we promised them we would.
Motion in order.
Make a motion to take Clear Construction's alternate total.
Alternate total of $312, $369.90.
Second by Bernard Ice. Further discussion? All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion carried.
Elaine, do you have a copy?
For those folks out in the audience today, the proceeds from the sale of the property, it was in our proposal. We knew we were going to do this in advance, so we priced our property accordingly. So the proceeds from that sale also help fund this process.
Somebody gas or not?
Yeah, as long as it's Tide Summit project.
Okay. Just for an update for gas line as well, we just had to coordinate that. It worked out to where the gas is not going to cost us any additional money to to get it from Parkway Drive to the end of Ty Summit, to the cul-de-sac. And then they have to take it from the cul-de-sac to the property. Depending upon the weather, they're supposed to start beginning September with that particular project and getting the gas line in, which we got really lucky with that, guys. I mean, as far as timing and cost.
Is that old gas on?
Yes, sir. And they called me yesterday to confirm that, but that is so dependent on the weather and how that works out, so.
I want to skip down to number 7 and 8, since we have representatives from the extension of the library here today. If we could get the extension to go first, please make your presentation to the court. Then we'll come back to 5 and 6, because 5 and 6 will probably be a little bit longer discussions.
I am new to this, so I don't know how much detail you all want, but just pass it down, please. Our tax this year will bring in about $320,000. When you peruse on down, you will see personnel takes the biggest chunk of that at $286,000. That goes straight to UK. As y'all know, we are a function of the University of Kentucky, and so all of our salary monies go through them. The carryover from prior year up there says $233,000. That includes $153,000 reserve that our board tries to hold on to. We learned back a few years ago when we had the whiskey fire that you need a little bit in reserve. But our budget is really being constrained. The governor passed a big bill on to the university, or all the universities this year, but extension's portion of that was $2.6 million. Of course, that just comes sliding down the scale. So our portion that goes to UK this year increased about $25,000. So it puts us real close. We're going, this year the board has voted to take the 4%. We'll be having our hearing here in the next couple, 3 weeks, and to do that, and that's the first time in 32 years we've had to do that, and we hate to do it, but with everything coming down the pipe, we just don't have a choice this year. So
What would that put your tax rate at?
that will be about, Sam, I'm guessing, but $13,000, $14,000. Oh, what our tax rate will be?
What rate?
1.02.
Okay.
0.02.
Yeah.
It's been 1.
It's been 1, and this year the compensating rate was 0.98, and so that will put us at 1.02.
Okay.
Are you required, since you're a special purpose government entity, you're required to make a report? You don't have to, we're not going to put you on a chopping block.
I'd be happy to answer any questions, I really would.
I do sit on the board,
Yes.
and for several years there's been discussion about raising the rate, and we've held our taxes as long as we can.
And we would have this year if we hadn't got this last sling.
It's natural for the state to put it down back to the local
Well, I mean, it
level.
started 25 years ago. I mean, we're one of the few entities that receive all funds from all 3 levels. There are federal funds involved, state funds, and of course county funds. And 25 years ago, the federal level started cutting back, and so the state picked up some, the county picked up some. And of course now, as y'all well know, state's cutting back also, so it falls back to the local level. So be happy to answer any other questions.
Any questions?
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Have the library, Sharon.
Morning. Last year, I remember you asked for a copy of the budget, and also what I've attached here for you is a comparison of last year's budget with this 2016-17 budget, and also the certification of the tax rate. Oops. So, anyway, could I just say, like the gentleman that preceded me, county services are very important to our citizens. Our tax rate, we took the compensating tax rate this year, which will be 8.0 personal and 8.0 real property, which the personal property rate went down a little bit. And that'll result in approximately $100,000 additional revenue. The compensating rate is designed to compensate you for cost of living increases, utilities, that sort of thing. And with most operations, a large part of our budget every year is staff. We have 24 full-time people in 3 locations and 2 outreach vehicles, and 6 part-time people. I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. I also wanted to introduce 2 of my board members who've come in support. Our board president, Barbara Hetty, serving her 7th year, and our board member, Kathleen Hurt-Baker, who is also an archivist for the Sisters of Charity out at Nazareth. And she's a librarian, travels all over the world, and she's been really valuable to us. We recently negotiated an agreement with the Nelson County Genealogy Roundtable to archive all of their collection. We have about 9,800 bound copies of genealogy research. And the organization was, it became a professional job really to catalog that, and we had been staffing, the library had been staffing that room for a number of years and housing all the collection. So last year, with the help of board members and particularly Kathy, we were able to negotiate an agreement with them that we will conserve the collection, staff it, and it will be a part of the Nelson County Public Library holdings. And we have an agreement with them. They come in and do publications and sell their books, and that's a totally separate entity. But it's meant a lot to us because Nelson County being the county, Bardstown being the county seat and so much rich history, we've really been able to expand and serve people all over the world, really, who come to do genealogical research. And I'm doing mine right now, and it's
amazing
very
how people
interesting.
do that.
It is. We get calls from everywhere. People want you to do it for them, and they don't even understand the scope of, how much is involved in it. It's very interesting.
What's that cost
What?
to get that done?
We don't charge, we just show people how to do it. Yeah, it's a service. And people, we charge for copies of things because many of the documents are rare, irreplaceable, handwritten documents, pledges for marriage, back in the 1800s and that sort of thing. So we've digitized most of it. We just charge for copies of any documents you want to make. And there are a lot of family files, You can go in and look at that, maps, deeds, pictures often. Our local historians have added so much to that collection. Need I say who? That we are very proud of our collection, not only just in the state, but all over the country.
I was down at the clerk's office, talking to Mary Ellen Moore. She was showing me some books where back in the 1700s, late 1700s, that like bonds were set for people doing that property bonds, surety bonds, and all kinds of different things. I don't know how that relates.
Wills, you can read actual.
If you can read that pretty script.
Our genealogist Ellen.
It's kind of hard to read.
Has an eye infection right now from reading.
It's kind of hard to read.
It's beautiful though. If only we taught cursive in the school.
I mean, this is real cursive.
Yes.
But there's a term they use for that. What is that? For that type of penmanship?
Calligraphy. No, it wasn't calligraphy.
Please? No. But anyway, it's beautiful.
It is.
If you just understand it.
Yeah, and census takers hand wrote, and they talk to you, and if they misunderstood a name, like my great-great-grandmother, she was called 2 different things in different census things, and we had to document the age to verify that that was really her, because somebody like me just went door to door and took notes, and how many kids do you have, Miss Hattie? 6, and that might mean she actually had 9, but 3 of them were dead. You just don't know.
Thank you.
Just a quick, what was the 2016 tax rate?
It was 8.0 real and 8.1 personal. So our goal over the last few years has been to bring them together because we had a higher personal rate and lower real estate.
We're encompassing that right now.
We've taken the, yeah,
I don't,
we've taken the compensating for years and years and years.
I'm not sure that you can answer this, but all the other taxing districts, the compensating rate resulted in a lower rate on property taxes. Any
Is
reason
that
why this
right?
stays the
No,
same?
we get the calculations from, we get our property valuation form, send it to Kentucky Department of Libraries and Archives. They do the calculations for compensating rate, and in my 13 years, I've never seen the property tax rate go lower. But if they
My previous research from several years ago is there's a statute that their formula is a little different than our formula.
They might actually use the right one.
Well, the Supreme Court said, the Kentucky Supreme Court said we were using the right formula as by statute, so stop
Just
that,
curious, I mean,
Terry.
It is a little different than the way ours is actually figured.
every other taxing district, the compensating rate resulted in a lower property tax rate. With city schools, city council, or city property tax. Even extension here.
Yeah. Our compensating rate this year is 14.1, which is down 0.2 of a point. Thank you, Sharon.
Well, they lowered that rate, Dean. Is that telling everybody inflation's going down? I don't believe that's true, but
Inflation's flat, that's
Yeah.
what they're saying.
I lower the rate because of the valuation, assessment value.
Assessments go up, so it doesn't help, sometimes it doesn't help you to grow real fast.
Plus it's
That's one of the flaws in the 4% cap.
Plus, it's not supposed to take account for new growth to catch up to next year.
See, the whole concept, I guess, if you have $100 million in new growth, is that it helps the local taxpayers as well as it does, But really, from a governmental entity, the new growth doesn't really help you a lot. As much, or the impact's not as big
is the people.
as you think it is. Okay, thank you all so much. Let's go back to number 5 in the road department report.
Okay, we're bush hogging, we're in District 5. This is the last district for the 3rd round. We'll be going 4th round, starting probably next week. We'll be going in District 2, 1, 3, 4, and 5. 4 rounds is about the most we ever get, but I'll tell you what, it doesn't look, it's growing. I don't know if we'll have time, but we'll see. You got 2 more months, and then, well, we got September, October time frame. Well, we kind of quit in November, so some of you may get an extra round, some of you may not. So we're boom mowing also full-time.
Short straw.
5 and 4, it looks like to me, since they're last on the list, so. We can skip 1 if that helps, but.
It's all right, I'll come over tonight and get a tractor myself.
We are boom mowing full-time. We've not stopped. It takes a lot of time. We're in the Howardstown area. We're headed back into town. We'll be going out Boston Road area, I don't know, in a couple weeks maybe, if we can get done, but it just takes so long. Which right now, I mean, there's a whole lot out there, but we have kept 2 men on it full-time all summer. Normally we don't do that, but that works. It's okay. It works fine. Finished up on the Woodlawn Bridge project. It looked real good. It's a culvert actually, but it turned out real nice. Opened the road up, sent a note out last week. Work on Moss Brown Road, Cecil Ridge. We leased a hoe ram, busted a bunch of rock out so we could get roads in better shape for logging trucks up in there. Sulphur Lick Road, we finished cross drains. I sent an email out to Marion County who's going to pave it, and we'll reimburse them based on our agreement last week at Fiscal Court, right?
Culverts are done, right?
Correct. Entrance culverts, Salt Springs, Petersburg, Mobley Mill, ditches, and a lot of culvert opening work. We're actually working today on Egan Road we got 4 culverts to replace on that road so we can pave it. And we got a big 6-foot diameter pipe that we're putting in today and backfilling. We're gonna try to pour concrete today so we can get that road opened up tomorrow. It's been about a 3-day job to get that big pipe in the ground and stuff. And that's all I got, Dean, so.
Okay. Go to landfill solid waste reports. First would be the high lift bids, review those. Don?
We had highlight bids on August 5th. We had 2 bids that came in. One was Wayne Supply with the Caterpillar machine, the other was Mead Equipment with the John Deere machine.
You guys have the tallies and sums.
Committee, grounds and equipment committee met this morning, Sam and Jerry and myself, and we reviewed the bids. And while the Caterpillar was a little bit higher on the front end, the buyback and the parts and service were important enough for me as judge to recommend the court the Caterpillar product. Let the committee have their take on it if you want to. Sam, Jerry?
And that's what we thought as well. We've had a good track record with the Cat. The John Deere is a little bit new in this game. Better parts access with the Caterpillar. And with that being said, I'd make the recommendation to purchase the Cat.
Motion, make a motion.
A motion to purchase the Caterpillar. It's 963D.
And to trade in and do the trade in.
Yes, with
D or
the,
K?
excuse me, K. My bad.
Yeah, we're trading a D.
Yeah, we're trading in the D. But the motion is to purchase the Caterpillar equipment from Cat Louisville.
Second by Jerry Hahn. Further discussion? I just want to add discussion that the buyback on the Caterpillar at the end of the 5 years, not 5 years. Yeah, it was 5 years.
10,000.
Or 10,000 hours was $60,000. If it was about 2.5 years, it'd be 80. So the buyback at the tail end of it is where where the county benefits from having that. For instance, we're getting $40,000 for a old trade-in, and that has some value to the taxpayer. So that's why we're
Buyback was 60,000
at
at 10,000?
10,000 hours, yeah. And $80,000 at 5,000 hours.
What'd you say, Keith? I say John Deere's was 25.
Yeah, it was 25 buyback. Motion's been made and second discussion, Jeff?
I mean, even though it's higher on the front end, I think, based off the cost, it's going to be quite a bit cheaper.
And that's way under what we had budgeted.
Yeah, that's the other question. What is the budget? What was the budget?
I think it was 15.
How much was the bid?
Yeah.
Brad, how much was the bid?
Without the trade, Jim? Or with
the trade.
Without the trade, it's 284, 139.
With the trade.
So 240 from it.
With the trade is 244, 139.
What's the delivery date on this machine?
The delivery date was 14 to 15 weeks.
We hope to improve that. Once I have an order turned in, then we can start putting pressure on the factory to get it here sooner. That would be happy for me too.
All approved, say aye. Disapprove, the motion will carry. Next will be the recycle trailer.
We have a recycled trailer. It's probably 10 or 12 years old. It's in pretty bad shape. Axle's in pretty bad shape, and we like to get a newer, bigger one to save our recycle guy time. Having less trips coming back right now. He has about a 12 cubic yard trailer. We'd like to get a 22 cubic yard trailer, tandem axle instead of a single axle. I got a couple bids on that. We have around 15 in the budget for that, and I have prices for $10,650 from National Recycle Trailers.
They're in Russell Springs,
Russell
Kentucky.
Springs, Kentucky.
Okay. Committee met on that as well. I would make a recommendation to the court that we purchase a recycle trailer.
I think Jerry's going to do a few.
Jerry's going to do a motion this time? Okay. Make a motion to approve that particular. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Second by Sam. Discussion?
That committee spent a lot of money this morning.
You saw the pictures, right? You got the old pictures of those ones?
I think it'll wash
It's
right.
served, it's due.
Wash right up. Hey, when I say it's time to trade it in, it's time to trade it in. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion will carry.
So you guys know, there was discussion of taking that old trailer, and Jeff teasingly said washed up it. Do a little bit of work to it. We get a lot of requests from schools a lot of times, or activities for a recycle trailer for a short period of time.
That'd be a good use for it.
That may be a purpose we can do that cost effective, but running it on every week basis, and I showed Sam a picture, or drawing of the axle. It's a smiley face instead of straight now.
Just turn it upside down, it'll straight back in.
Well, it should have been a tandem axle trailer. That's a lot of weight there.
The paper is where it
Newspapers?
gets us.
Yeah.
The newspaper.
How do you
is
unload
heavy.
this 22-yard thing?
It's
Same, it's gravity, same as this one. It's the inside slope, so you can open the side door and come and
And it
kicks out the
dumps out
bottom.
into your pit?
Slides
Yes.
out.
Slides out on the...
Same way as the existing trailer.
The other trailers City Barstown have, they have to take a forklift, which is not, for our setup, it doesn't work out. I mean, we just,
Okay, next item under landfill solid waste is tippers for the garbage trucks. We discussed that as well. A tipper for the garbage trucks for the media and the folks here in the audience today. Garbage trucks can be fitted with an arm, basically it's an arm that grabs these big totes that Lowe's and Walmart sells now. It's got the, you got the little metal, and it raises your can up and does this, and that way it saves the guy's back.
the last truck we both had it on.
Yeah.
John had asked for one. I recommended to the committee earlier this morning that we go ahead and purchase two. It's in, we have the money in the budget to do so. Hopefully down the road, we're going to do the two newest trucks, and down the road, we'll make sure our new vehicles are fitted with these as well from the factory. But go ahead and fitting these up might save us some workman's comp payments.
And I think you guys have heard our spiels. More and more and more people buy these, what they call toters. They're about 75, 80, 90 gallons, whatever size you want to get. It's just what everybody buys. I would buy it too, you know, if I didn't have to take it much stuff to the landfill. But so that's what we're getting into. And those cans are tough to dump, man. Those bags get sucked to the bottom of those, and this will take care of that problem.
I came through Friday at my house, in my neighborhood. 2 men could hardly get one into the truck. They could not get it in there. I mean, they got it. I'd have probably pushed it in the ditch if it was me, but.
John, you said one of your guys counted at one of the subdivisions, there was 60?
Over 60 in just half of Corman's Crossings. He just did a spot check and over 60. They have the cans that we can use that tipper with.
That is important too, that the people buy the right can so this machine can pick it. This particular one, they had the hydraulic on it, but it didn't have the bar. So they couldn't grab it and throw it in there, so they had to manhandle it. So I don't know how you get that out there. Tell them, you know, I mean.
That's
No, I recommend you tell them they have to have it. I mean, I'm telling you, 2 guys couldn't hardly get it in there.
we get a phone call from me.
Do what? Yeah, I got out. By the time I got out to help them, they done got it.
But we need a motion on that. I'll make a motion that we purchase or we retrofit 2 of the newest trucks with the tippers at a cost of $84.55 each. $8,455. That's not $84,000.
Motion been made, seconded by Jerry Hahn. Any further discussion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that the
Oh, we have a motion, we have a motion on the floor.
Quit spending
does
money.
not meet for another year.
Your motion doesn't count. Because there's a motion and a second. All approved, say aye. Disapprove?
We're not done yet.
Yeah, that's the last one.
Anything else, John, on solid waste?
That's all they're gonna let me have.
Y'all didn't discuss that.
I don't think we need to hire a new engineer for some time.
I spend a lot of money.
Jail report. I get them all from time. I want to keep you around a little while.
Okay, today we have a total of 130 inmates. We have 3 in Hardin County, 1 on home incarceration. We have 32 state inmates. We have 6 serving weekends. We have 3 in Jefferson and Boyd County going to court there. So we have an in-house total of 117. July, our daily average. Controlled intake, we average 863 a day. Our man days, that's a daily average of 27. Class Bs, it was 280 man days, that's a daily average of 9. Nelson County inmates, it was 3,513 man days, that's a daily average of 113. So for the month of July, we totaled 4,656 man days. That's a daily average of 150 inmates a day, and we felt it. We were busy.
Oh, man.
New arrivals, arrests and releases for July. For arrivals, we had 162 males. Females, we had 54. That was a total of 216. Releases, we had 162 males. We had 60 females, so we had a total of 222. Sentenced inmates out of district court, which includes the weekends, we have 7. Waiting for court, we have 21. Home incarceration, we have 1. This is out of district. For our state inmates, we don't have any community service out of district. For our state inmates that are sentenced, we have 22 controlled intake, and we have 10 Class Bs. Circuit court serving weekends, we don't have any. Community service, we have 6. Work release, we have 5. We've got 3 that's out of drug court, but it's county time, it's not state time. So in circuit court, waiting for court, we have 67. We have 88 that has not been sentenced as county circuit and district. That's all I have to report.
Thank you, Dorcas. Any questions for Dorcas?
When the rocket doctor thing will start?
I don't know, we had, last Thursday, they had circuit court. We had one come back from court to say they offered him a fast docket. So, maybe they're gonna start something with it too.
Who's this, Dorcas?
One of our inmates that come back from circuit court last week said in 2 weeks, he'll go back, and it's a possibility they're gonna present him with the deal.
That's probably it.
September 1 will be the date. It's actually to be approved by, it's got to go through the Prosecutor's Advisory Council. They meet tomorrow. So they should approve it tomorrow to start September 1.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Thank you, Dory.
EMS report, Joe?
Your July numbers come in at 557 calls. Responded to 101 of those non-transport. That averaged 18 calls a day. Also, note that we returned one of the trucks from the outer stations to Bardstown for coverage 16 times during the month of July. So that's down a little bit. Having extra help on the 4 truck has helped that a little bit. As of last night, I think we finished, Dorcas, correct me if I'm wrong, recertification of CPR and first aid for the jail staff.
Right.
I think the last crew was last night.
Yes.
So have all her staff up to date on their CPR and first aid. That'd be my report.
Thank you. Before we go down to rec department report, I'll go back up to road department report. As part of that report, I want to report to court some findings that Rhonda put together for me. She labored over it real hard. In your mailbox, you found a little piece of paper here. It had some chicken scratch and some real pretty computer-generated numbers. Everybody got their mail? What this does, this shows there was an editorial in the Standard about rethinking the process of allocating road funds. There's nothing wrong with thinking, moving forward in a different way of doing business. But I want to go back the last 4 years and see where we were, how our spending turned out. I think, media, you got a copy in your mailbox. Did you get a copy of that? Randy, did you get a copy of that? It looks like this. What it does is shows the actual spending for the last several years by district, and it shows the next item shows the percentage of that total. And my handwritten notes out there show the percentage of roads by magisterial districts. The point of presenting this today is to show you we're not too far off in what's based on the mileage of roads per magisterial district. Now, Burns will skew a little bit because he, was his recent allocation included in that, Burns? In that number? Okay.
Everything up
to
June 30th.
the purchase order was issued.
No, nothing that's happened since July 1.
July 1, okay. So while we're not perfect, but we're not very far off based on the allocations. And each magistrate last year had carryover money because you spend your money wisely, to be honest with you. You're spending it where it needs to be spent. District 1, as of July 1st, had 40,000. District 2 had 64,000. District 3 had 190. He spent 100 of that since then, or a little bit more than 100 probably. District 4 had 32,000. They didn't think he had because we allocated some state money to some of the roads. And District 5, Han had $19,400. So every magistrate had money to work with within their district. And further, I think the distribution's not too far off. I don't know what the court thinks about that. Now, going forward, with the state, there is money in the budget for discretionary funds again this year. They just haven't allocated them. We're in the mix to get some of those funds as we move forward, but they're probably going to wait until next spring before they allocate any of those funds for emergency purposes.
I would just like to get caught up on all my chip seal roads.
Yeah.
You know, you can't salt them. A lot of my district is very hilly.
But there's two things there's one thing that the state won't allow you to spend money on.
I know that. I'm talking about my own money.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, even in my own money. I would just like to I just think if everybody in Nelson County deserves a blacktop road, where they can get it salted, where they can get in and out at the winter time. That's what I want to do. I just want to get caught up on that.
We had 94 miles of gravel roads when I entered office. We're down to less than probably 5.
I think I still got 90 in my district.
I think you need to rewrite your roads. And open your eyes if you would.
He's getting a circle carbon road back there.
Go on to Tyler's report.
Soccer and football started on this past weekend, and everything's going well. I seen Sam and Keith out
I heard
there.
some managers were out there this weekend with grandchildren.
Grandkids. Yeah, everything's going.
pictures, we was out there on parking stations.
Yeah.
Are they on the same team or opposite teams?
They were playing each other.
They were playing each other.
Good.
They were at Clinton, he wouldn't pay $3 to go.
Soccer's free. I got the bid back for the resurfacing of the walking trail. Also on this memo is a couple other projects that we're looking at trying to do.
Some we've talked about in the past. There's one in there that I think we'll discuss more today. I'll let Tyler do the spiel.
We met about a week ago.
Yeah, we met a week ago. At the rec board meeting, we met and we talked about doing the walking path, and we talked about doing an ADA path for football. But after talking with Matt and the football guys and talking with Dean the other day, we decided to try to push that off to trying to do that as a spring project. Football is really nervous about trying to do that right now.
Football seems to
Because
start.
with football starting and that being all on the way. So we're going to try to push that off to try and do that as a spring project instead. So we tried to do a different project now. As you can see, there's some pictures of our new backstop that we did, and there's pictures of the backstop that we're looking at trying to do that's falling apart. The backstop we did was about $7,000. And that's what Dave Cook estimated again.
What'd they do on that wall? Did they dig down to the existing footer?
When we originally constructed that, there was plans to do this anyhow. We just run out of funds.
Right.
So we built the footer in a manner to where you can come back with a brick ledge. Now what Dave will do on this particular project is to bring brick from the footer all the way up. He'll lay block, get them little 4-inch blocks and get it back up to grade.
Right.
And then
What's
start.
gonna be buried?
Yeah.
Show, leave it below.
Block, yes.
Right. But you guys can see the damage on that. I've been told 10 different things what caused that. Part of it was the wrong block. They used a lightweight block, I think.
10-line block instead of a solid.
There you go.
block.
And, excuse me, sir?
Too much paint,
The more I hang out with the county, the more water makes me lose hair.
Yes.
And whatever we deal with.
So, The committee, Tyler, I believe, recommended the walking trails. The court would do the walking trails and regrading the infield.
Well, the rec department actually, the rec board said to do the walking trail and the ADA path, but we, after talking with the football committee and with you all, we decided to change the ADA path and move that to a spring, do that as a spring project to get out of football's way right now. So since baseball's not going on, we thought these two projects would be a better fit because the infield on that field is very, very bad. It holds water all the time, even 3 or 4 days after rain. It'll be sunny, 90 degrees. The dirt area is bone dry and hard, and they're still standing water. And we're canceling games and practice. Yes, and that's 3 days after it hadn't rained.
So what we're planning on doing on that field is basically, if you guys approve it, we use the road department guys, come in, scout the field basically, bring some topsoil in, and the majority of that cost is sod to put back down on the infield. I mean, we thought about trying to save the sod and whatnot. By the time you figured up the cost of labor and whatnot, it's just as cheap to skin it, throw it away, and start over. And while we got the field tore up, felt why not do the backstop as well? I mean, because the field's going to be all chewed up and done.
But when you said who's we decided not to do the backstop?
Not the backstop,
I mean,
the
to do-
ADA,
yeah.
the football people, because football season's underway right now.
But then he said we decided to put.
We was asking what the next priority would be.
Okay. Because I don't remember discussing it.
No, we didn't discuss it. It wasn't.
It wasn't discussed. But definitely, I would like the court, if we could, get approval on the walking trails and the bricking of the backstops. The regrading the infield is the only thing really that wasn't probably on our
Have we
radar
got enough
list.
in the budget to do all
Yes.
three while it's time to do it?
Yes, it did.
Well, I'll make a motion to get it up to par.
I'll second the motion.
To do all 3 of the projects.
Yes, sir. Do all three projects.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carries. Keith made the motion and Bernard seconded.
Definitely needed.
And guys, there's more out there, just one at a time.
Yeah.
We just appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, now that we've done that, we don't have any money for the police sheriff's cars, do we?
Okay, the motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Where's the sheriff? Oh, he is here. He is here. We took advertised for police cruisers, actually police SUVs now. 2 will be coming out of our budget and 2 will be coming out of the sheriff's budget. At $28,977.77, that's about $700 or $800 higher than last year's, wasn't it? $800. Yeah.
Includes a pre-wiring package.
Was there a little bit different on the pre-wiring this year versus last year?
Couple of different options.
Couple different options. It wasn't $800, $900 worth, but
No.
a natural increase.
The actual price was
Was this the only bid we got?
Only bit.
What was the budget?
It's a state price.
That's, I think we budgeted 75 the time you fit
By the
them.
time we put it and everything.
Yeah.
With that 28%.
I should have brought that with me, Jeff, I didn't bring it. But they're, in our budget, there's 2 cruisers and the sheriff's got his flexibility, what he wants to do.
So you need a motion?
I need a motion to.
I'll make a motion
Conway.
for the fiscal court to buy
I'm not
2.
gonna say a word.
And the sheriff to purchase the other 2 out of his budget.
A motion by Keith Metcalf, second by Jeff. Any further discussion? All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Disapprove? Motion carries. Now, Sheriff, you want to tell me how many cars you have incapacitated at the time?
Wait a minute.
It's a constant battle.
3? You got 3 down? Limping?
3, possibly 4.
A little ordeal on wrong edge Coonneck, are you gonna be able to recover any, are there any recoverable funds?
It didn't involve
Our
me.
vehicles.
No, but what I'm saying is, of that bus, is there gonna be any money that comes back to the sheriff's
All
department?
money goes to the drug task force.
Which is indirectly, we're involved.
Yeah.
Doesn't buy a car, don't they?
No, not a car.
That's not helping them.
Next on the agenda is a special meeting for August 30th at 9 a.m. Media, you will get a update on that and an agenda item. The main thing will be the hearing on the tax rates, then hopefully a first reading. Okay? Motion to adjourn? Motion adjourned by Bernard Ice. Is there a second? I'm not looking at you, Sam. You're afraid to say anything. Second by Jerry Hahn. All approved, say aye. Disapprove? Motion carried. Yes, sir.
4 in a row.
4 what?
Meetings in a row.
Yeah, I told him we need to get.
Is that hurting you?